Okay, this time I'm real when I say it. We are officially 1 week away from the NFL draft. Let's go.
Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now. The Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now. The Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now. The Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now. About now. About now. About now.
What's poppin', y'all? It's your man, Cloud Boy Bales. And as you can see, we are 1 week away from the NFL Draft 2021. So if you haven't seen my last couple videos, I've done a couple of these already, both Packers and just regular. This is going to be my 2.0 version. I've changed a couple things because from what I've seen from lots of players, I'm looking at it and I'm just like, these seem more fitting. Obviously, the later picks I think are just going to be more random because obviously the bigger names are going to go. But I mean, I changed a couple things because I've looked at it and I saw, this guy I think is better than this guy, and it's interesting what's going to happen. Again, no trades because trades are just the most unpredictable things. You can never know what's going to happen. You never know if maybe a random team that has no idea, like the Packers trading for Jordan Love. No one knew they were going to do that. No one expected them to do something like that. No one expected the Bears to trade up for Trubisky. No one expected anything to happen, which is just, an interesting thing. So anyways, subscribe below, comment with your thoughts. I believe this will probably be my last one. I don't know if I'm going to make another one or if I'm going to have time to make another one, knowing that, it's I might be going to my home, possibly? I don't know, but we'll see. I don't know, because I had the Packers set up at home. It might make sense. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I have a very busy week ahead of me, so we'll see what happens. But anyways, I hope you enjoy this video. So let's get to business. Alright, to start things off, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I think a lot of people still know who the first overall pick is going to be. That is my man, Trevor Lawrence, quarterback out of Clemson. I don't really want to go over this one because we have 31 other picks to go over, so there isn't really much to be said here. Next up, the New York Jets. The next guy is the next quarterback available. That is going to be Zach Wilson, quarterback out of BYU. That has not changed. That performance in his pro date or whatever, dude looked really phenomenal. I don't really know how he's going to be. He's a question mark. But if he's the next guy available, I know the Jets are going to have to drop the quarterback, knowing they do not have anybody on that roster right now. So that is something that, they need. Next up, San Francisco 49ers. They're going to be taking the next quarterback available. That, in my opinion, will be Justin Fields. A lot of people think Mac Jones, but I think Justin Fields is the next guy available. Quarterback out of Ohio State. He's done a lot for the team. He's just very dangerous. He's got a lot of work. He's got a lot to work with. I don't think he's going to start the season. I think Jimmy G will, but I think Fields will get some time if Jimmy G fails to do what he did last year, because he struggled last year. So we'll see. I don't know, but I think it's a great pick. You got these 3 quarterbacks off the board already, so crazy things going on. Next up, Atlanta Falcons. Originally, I had them taking a quarterback, but I think they're going to stick with Matt Ryan because Matt Ryan is a great quarterback. It's just you wouldn't really want to give up on him, knowing that they have so many weapons. Problem was they were missing that tight end that they had. They had Austin Hooper. Hayden Hurst was terrible. They need a playmaker. They're going to go with Kyle Pitts. I think, I had them going a little bit further down but that dude is so dang good. I mean, you can't not say he's not good. That dude can just play. I mean, you can't not say that. So yeah, he will be taken right there. Cincinnati Bengals. They need some protection against Joe Burrow, as I said before. They do not need more weapons. That would be foolish. They need to protect Burrow. He's a great quarterback. He was great in college. I know he's going to take some time to heal, but the offensive line was just so terrible in blocking. They need protection. They got to go with Penei Sewell. I mean, there's no question that they can't not do that. Miami Dolphins. I'm just going to cruise along these because I usually talk so much around certain times, but I want to go through everything real quick. Miami Dolphins. I'm sticking with what I have originally, Jamar Chase. You got to get that guy that can play slot and do everything. I know I was hoping that, a lot of people were thinking Miami's going to go with, like, the Bama guys and Tua can be reunited with his teammates, but I think Chase is better than both of them. Chase is so complete. Chase won a championship with LSU. A lot of people forgot about him. That dude could do everything. I think it's going to be a great weapon for Tua to throw to. He's going to have a lot of weapons on that Miami team, for sure. Detroit Lions, they need wide receivers. That's a big issue that they're having. Of course, they lost Kenny Golladay. They lost Marvin Jones. They lost Danny Amendola. And in replacement, they got Tyrell Williams and Brashad Perryman. That's not good at all. They have a good tight end, but they need another guy. They need another playmaker for Jared Goff. That guy I was originally going to have Jalen Waddle, but I decided to change my mind. I'm going to go with Devonta Smith. I think they need a number one receiver for the future. He is just something else. That's just something else I can say. He won the Heisman for a reason. That dude is so electric and dangerous, and I think he's going to be a long-time player for that team. Next up, we got the Carolina Panthers. I don't think they're going to be drafting a quarterback. I think they're going to stick with Sam Darnold, and I think they're going to get him protection. That obviously getting Carolina needing protection is obviously something that is huge. They were lacking some stuff on the edge. I think they could use a tackle. Rashawn Slater out of Northwestern is the next guy available. Here's the thing. If Cincinnati goes with Slater, they'll probably get Penei Sewell. So, it's going to be either one of the two because those are the two best guys available. But in my opinion, I think it will be Rashawn Slater. Just a big possibility. That's that. Next up, Denver Broncos. Drew Lock is terrible. They need a quarterback. Next guy up is Mac Jones. He's been moving higher on my board. I think, a lot of people are doubting him. I think he's a guy that can really just do a lot more. And he's getting confident by the day. And he's definitely better than Drew Lock, for sure. So I think Denver is going to be taking Mac Jones, which is interesting as it is. Originally, if you saw my last video, I said the Packers were going to trade up and they were going to be the ones ending up getting him. But I looked at that and I'm like, that's the dumbest thing I think the Packers would have ever do. There would be no way in heck they'd ever do that. This was a possibility. Yeah, I mean, there's no way the Packers are gonna. Yeah, but anyways, he's gonna go to the Broncos. That's my thoughts. Dallas Cowboys, best cornerback available. Patrick Surtain out of Alabama. We already have. That's 3 guys out of Alabama already in the last couple picks. Yeah, that dude can cover, and he's the best cornerback in the draft. He's dangerous, and I think he's going to be a great weapon for the Cowboys, as always they struggle on defense. New York Giants, Daniel Jones, everyone's like, get him protection, but I don't think there's really anything they can do. Daniel Jones has an offense, man. Giants, I think, are going to be hands down better this year, knowing they were 1 game away from the playoffs. I think they're going to do slightly better and get a 500 record and make the playoffs once again. They need another weapon. I'm going to go with Jalen Waddle. They need a guy in the slot that can really do a lot. That rhymes. But yeah, that's my thoughts. Philadelphia Eagles. Here they usually draft someone completely stupid, and they just don't do well. They've really wasted wide receivers. They really wasted players. I don't think they're gonna get a wide receiver. To tell you the truth, I think they could get them in the later rounds. I think they're gonna really focus on their defense in the future. I know that the only reason why is because I know Philadelphia is basically a team that's going to be focusing on running the football with Jalen Hurts and Miles Sanders. But I think they really need to focus on their defense. That's why I'm going to go with Micah Parsons. That dude can play ball. I mean, we all have seen him ball out at Penn State. We didn't see him play this year, but it's a great pick. So if he's still on the board, someone's got to take him. Next up, LA Chargers. They need to give Justin Herbert protection. We've seen that. The line, obviously, their offensive line's terrible. Even though he was still playing absolutely phenomenal, get him some help. Christian Darrisaw. Get Christian Darrisaw out of Virginia Tech. He's a tackle. He's super good. Got to do that. Minnesota Vikings, the team that I'm most afraid of. They need some guys on the defense because their defense really was bad last year. I think they have a number one offense, but I think their defense needs work. That's why they're going to go with Kwity Paye, the edge out of Michigan. I had him originally going way later, but I saw his highlights and I'm like, that dude can play ball. That dude is really good. I think he's going to be a really great player for the Vikings. But yeah, that's that. I mean, you got to do that. New England Patriots. 15th overall pick. They didn't make the playoffs, so ha them. But they need their quarterback for the future because that's not Cam Newton. The next guy available is Trey Lance out of North Dakota State. A lot of people think he's going to go higher, but I think he's going to stay where he's at. A lot of people think it's going to be Mac Jones that they get, but you saw Bill Belichick shake his head when he overthrew a guy. You gotta know it. So they don't want him. Trey Lance is the guy. Seriously. Arizona Cardinals, their offensive line needs to do a way better job at protecting Kyler Murray. They have weapons. They got DeAndre Hopkins. They got AJ Green. They got Christian Kirk. And they got DeAndre Hopkins. Did I say that? Okay. But they have all these weapons that they really can use. Arizona Cardinals needs protections. Elijah Vera Tucker out of USC, I think, could just be the best pick. All right, Las Vegas Raiders. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. They're going to go with a completely out of the ordinary pick. I was thinking offensive line because they could use it, but I think they did a great job protecting Derek Carr. Here, I think they're going to actually shock a lot of people and go up and get Zaven Collins. He was a guy I thought that was going to go in the second round, but Gruden does whatever he wants, man. It's insane. Miami Dolphins. Tevin Jenkins, the tackle out of Oklahoma State. This is the guy I wanted the Packers to get because it's the most reasonable pick and it's the guy I want, but I think he's too good. He's probably going to be taken a lot higher. Miami needs to protect Tua. They've had that issue, so my thoughts are go with the best next tackle available. Washington football team. They're going to actually get someone. A lot of people are like, they should get an offensive player. They should get someone to help on the offensive line. They did a good job on their offensive line last year. I think they have receivers. They just didn't play them enough. They have good players. They're more of a team that really relies on their running backs that can catch out of the backfield and they're quick guys. I don't think they really are going to go for a wide receiver. I think they want to really build on their defense. Jamin Davis out of Kentucky is a guy I think that can really do well. Their defense is just going to be so dangerous. One of the best defenses in the league for sure. Chicago Bears. As I said before, they need someone to replace Kyler Fuller. That is going to be Greg Newsome II. It has not changed. He's a quarterback out of Northwestern. Some people think they're going to go with an offensive lineman or a wide receiver, but I think they really need to focus on finding the next guy in their defense that can really be a great playmaker. Next up, Indianapolis Colts. They need a guy that can really do a lot. I think he could start. Azeez Ojulari is his name? Yeah, Azeez Ojulari, edge out Georgia. Good player. I like him. But Colts are just going to be doing a safe pick. a guy that can really get some future time. But yeah, that's that. I mean, nothing to it. Tennessee Titans. They need a cornerback. They do not have a cornerback. They do not have a starting cornerback because they got go of both Malcolm Butler and Adoree Jackson. They're going to get Caleb Farley out of Virginia Tech. I just think it seems most reasonable. It's the best guy available. Nothing to it. New York Jets. They're going to go with J.C. Horn out of South Carolina. Next best corner available. They need a guy that can really do a lot of damage from there, but it's just a safe thing in my opinion. Jets could use some guys for the future. I think he's a guy that is a really good cover corner. It's going to be hard for wide receivers to match up against him. That's a good thing. Pittsburgh Steelers. They could use a corner, but I think they could use a running back because they don't have any running backs. They're going to go with Najee Harris still. You know, this is a guy that still could be available in the second round, and they could go with somebody else. But I think Najee Harris is a starting running back, and I think that dude can play football. He's ridiculous. He's ridiculous. Next up, Jacksonville Jaguars. They're gonna shock me a little bit with this one. Jalen Phillips out of UCLA. I'm kind of thinking going with the linebacker or the edge rusher, just because they could use it. They did a terrible job rushing the quarterbacks last year. Of course, that's why they only won one game last year. I think a lot of people know that. But I think it's just the safe option. Next up, Cleveland Browns. They got to go with a linebacker for sure is what they have to take in the first round if they want to succeed. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah is his name, out of Notre Dame, linebacker. Yeah, whatever linebacker is available, I think is the guy they're going to end up getting. They could use a guy that can really tackle the ball. They had issues with that last year. I think that'd be a great pick for him. Baltimore Ravens. A lot of people don't know what the heck they're going to do, but I think they could go for another wide receiver. They obviously lost a couple guys in free agency, but they did get Sammy Watkins. But the problem is, everybody knows he's very injury prone, so they're going to get a guy that can really play ball, and he's taller and he's more lengthier. That's Terrence Marshall Jr. out of LSU. I thought, he could be in the second round, he could be in the first round. I don't know what's going to happen with him, but I think he's going to be really good for that team. Next up, the New Orleans Saints. They need a number 2 wide receiver to replace Emmanuel Sanders. That guy's going to be Kadarius Toney out of Florida. He's a guy that I really like. I wanted a guy that I wanted the Packers to get, but part of me is not maybe. I don't know. So next up, Green Bay Packers. So if you follow NFL, you've known in the past the Packers have not drafted a wide receiver in the first round for a very long time. I think it's finally going to be broken. Part of me was they're going to go with an offensive lineman or something, but I feel like a lot of them are going to be taken already, which is going to force them to get a guy for their future. Obviously, a lot of the wide receivers are going to be gone. I think they're going to finally do it and break it. They're going to go with the guy that I believe Mel Kiper says the Packers are going to get, and he's going to have a successful career with them. I'm going to go with Mr. Minnesota Rashad Bateman, wide receiver. I love the guy. I think he's so dang good. If he's gonna be catching passes from Rodgers when Rodgers finishes out his career, I think it's gonna be great. Next up, Buffalo Bills. We got Asante Samuel Jr., a guy that I wanted the Packers to get so bad. I don't think they're going to get a quarterback, but I think the Bills are going to be smart and get a guy for their future. They have lots of young guys in the secondary, but they could use a real good cover corner for depth, and then he'll work his way up. And then Kansas City Chiefs. A lot of people are get a lineman, but I think they're going to shock everyone and get someone that's actually really good. Christian Barmore? Yes, I said it. There's not many defensive linemen in the draft after his name that are really good. So I think the Chiefs are going to take advantage and get a pick. Their defense is terrible. Everyone knows it. They need a guy on their defense that can really get pressure. And then you got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to finish off. We're going to finish off getting a lineman to protect Brady, Alex Leatherwood out of Alabama. Yeah, nothing else to say. Just that. So that's that video. I don't know if I'll be making another one, as I said before, but anyways, I hope you enjoyed. That's what matters. So, subscribe below, comment with your thoughts. Draft is 1 week away. It's crazy as it is. The Packers draft another quarterback. I'm just going to lose it, but who knows. So, anyways, it's your man, Cloutboy Bales. Stay safe, be smart, and as always, go Pack, go. We'll see you next time.